here's how much the $1,100 iPhone 14 Pro Max actually costs in terms of parts. And before I straight up tell you, pause the video and leave your guess in the comments. And remember, we're only taking into account the actual cost of the parts. The total bill of materials for the base version of the iPhone 14 Pro Max comes to right about $464, with the processor and the display taking up 40% of the total cost by themselves. Just like the big follow button is taking up most of the display right now. So Apple, of course, has a pretty healthy margin, but they also have to pay for research and development, assembly, distribution, advertising, and more. So did you think it was gonna be cheaper or more expensive? Let me know. So a pretty interesting piece of information, $464 just for the parts of the newest iPhone. So now you can really see why we just don't have these things anymore for the good old $700 or the $800 price point, but for the $1,100 starting point, because 464 is just, it's very expensive. It has gone up tremendously over the years. So it does make sense. However, I mean, of course, Apple's margin is still quite great. I mean, they're the most valuable company in the world anyway, so obviously they're gonna have pretty great margins. But the thing is, they don't really need to make all that much money from just selling you the iPhone, because they make a lot more money off of you as you actually use the iPhone. So for instance, repairs. Apple, contrary to what they might say, they're very repair unfriendly, right? They don't really want you to repair your devices. They want you to either go to their repair center and pay a lot of money, or the primary option is for you to just buy a new device. So they're going to be making a lot of money in the long run off of you with just repairs. Then, of course, you have the App Store. So all the purchases that you're going to be making in the App Store, Apple is going to be taking a cut off of that, so they're making money off of that as well. Obviously, there's a few ads in iOS. I believe there's stuff on App Store. They're planning to bring stuff to Maps if they haven't already. Not to mention, they also collect your data. Now, I'm not going to speculate about what kinds of all of the data Apple is collecting from you, but for instance, a very easy example that shows like, yeah, Apple is collecting your data would be location tracking services, because we have Apple's AirTags available, which basically ping iPhones and stuff like that, and then iPhones connect to the internet, and then they basically show the location of the AirTag, which would not be possible if Apple was not collecting your data about what your location is. So they are still making tons of money off of their users that already buy the iPhone. So hey, you know, the price point, of course, it would be nice if it was lower, but at the end of the day, Apple is also the premium brand, so obviously they don't want to just give away stuff for free, because expensive Apple products, that's sort of part of their brand. So, yeah.